Hey everybody, it's Taylor with Boydston Grove, and today I'm really excited because today we're going to use the XTOOL S1 to make some last minute Christmas projects. Let's get into it.
This is going to be awesome.
This video is sponsored by XTOOL. Originally, I planned on making a whole bunch of small, simple projects, but since we're so close to Christmas, I decided to just take my time and just make a few really nice projects that really utilize the XTOOL S1. Don't worry, there will be woodworking.
We'll see.
For our first project, I wanted to make a Christmas sign, similar to the two that we made for fall. I started by cutting down an old fence picket. I also cut some brace pieces. After sanding everything down, I assembled the sign using glue and brad nails. I stained the sign with some transparent white stain so the wood grain would still be really visible. While that's drying, I want to make some cutouts to put on the sign, but instead of using wood, I'm going to use one of these cool acrylic sheets that XTOOL sent me.
That's fancy. That's fancy.
I chose to use a glittery red acrylic and imported some simple images into the XCS software. Unlike most other lasers, XTOOL has a dedicated software called XCS that is available for both computers and as a mobile app. The software is designed to act as both laser operating software and design software, so a lot of times I can create my designs within XCS opposed to having to use Photoshop like I normally do. Once the cutouts were complete, I was able to move on to the sign. I used the marking system in the XCS software to mark out the two sections of the sign, so I could easily line up my images in the right areas, and after fitting my images in those areas, I went to town engraving them on the sign. With the marking system, I can lay out multiple areas or even items and engrave them all at once, even using different designs on each area or item. With the sign engraved, I used some art markers to add some color. Then I used some clear construction adhesive to attach the cutouts. With some hanging hardware on the back, our Christmas sign is complete. This video is not a review video, but I would like to share just a few of the features of the XTOOL S1. To start, being fully enclosed is a game changer for me. I have the S1 set up right next to my desk, and I'm able to work on projects without going back and forth to the shop. I absolutely love the XCS software. Not only am I able to create my designs right within the software itself, but the marking system is a really handy tool, especially when it comes to using up laser material scraps. One thing I've learned about laser engravers is that you get what you pay for, and all the features and ease of use of the XTOOL S1 definitely speak for themselves and makes this machine well worth it. Now on to our next project. Now, before I became a woodworker, I was an artist. I mean, long before. Aww. So when the Grinch-style Christmas tree ornament holder started taking the internet by storm, I decided I wanted to make my own version, just maybe a little less Grinchy.
What's that supposed to mean?
I printed out a template that I got off the World Wide Web and traced it onto some 3/4 inch plywood. After I was finished tracing the design, I adjusted the height a little bit and added a star, and then I cut it out on the scroll saw. For the base, I cut a piece of 1x4 to just a few inches longer than the tree and used my router to put a chamfer around one side. I pre-drilled a hole for assembly and then set to work sanding. I used some craft paints on the tree and boiled linseed oil on the base. While those were drying, I sketched up some of my cartoons, loaded them into the XCS software, and engraved and cut them out of some 3mm basswood. I used a combination of art markers and paint pens to color the cutouts. Then I glued some small blocks of wood on the back of my cutout so it will sit up off of the tree, giving it more of a 3D look. I picked up this string of lights from Walmart because I thought it looked a lot like a miniature version of a regular set of Christmas tree lights. I wound it around the characters and the tree. I glued the large cutout in place and used some Velcro to attach the battery pack on the back. Alright, both of our Christmas projects are done, and I have to say, even though they're both pretty cool, I absolutely love my version of the Grinch Christmas tree. It just is really cool to see my cartoons come to life. It makes me smile every time I look at it. See, XTOOL, this is what you get when you unknowingly send one of your S1s to a cartoonist. As far as the sign goes, I could have easily cut everything out on the scroll saw, but using the acrylic and having the engravings on here really just kicked the whole project up a notch. We have only begun to scratch the surface of the capabilities of the S1, so get yourself ready for some really cool projects that we have in store. A big shout out and thank you to XTOOL for supporting our channel. If you want to check out the S1 or any of the other products they have available, just hit the links below. I hope you really enjoyed these last minute Christmas projects right before we hit Christmas. If so, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Thank you very much for watching. Be safe and have a great day.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We